Hi, I am Claire Amcuenca from 1 Alpha, and I am here to discuss about how to be a better learner. Chapter 3, Managing and Caring for the Self. It is our choice to be a better version of ourselves. We need to be responsible in decision making to be a better individual. When we are able to learn in our experience, we can be a better learner. Sharing of learnings are the best part of being part of this society. Show other people that it is not bad to show your own self. It is important that everything you do, you should do it with all your will, especially if it is the way you make yourself happy. Learning is not always about studying your subject or learning from books. It could be also from our own experience. As time goes by, new learnings will be added in our life. It may result a good outcome if we use to help ourselves to become a better person. Homo sapiens, also known as the wise men in this era. Homo sapiens are more complex because in today's era, people are urged to learn more and more knowledge. This era creates a very competitive and full curiosity of the people that leads us to develop a more innovative technology. While our ancestors lived in the most simplest way, they just focused on how to continue living in the wild. Thinking. Context of learning studies show when you are able to think how you think. Thinking is the most important thing to do, especially in decision making. Metacognition, thinking about thinking. There are two aspects of metacognition, self-appraisal and self-management of cognition. Self-appraisal in learning refers to learners' personal judgment about their ability to meet a cognitive goal. Judgment about one's personal cognitive abilities, task factor that influence cognitive difficulty, and cognitive strategies that may facilitate or impede performance. It is a way of bringing up your own self. Self-management of cognitive. It is often called executive control of behavior. Refers to students' ability to plan before they handle a task and make necessary adjustment of revision during their task. Planning involves activities such as setting goals, analyzing tasks, and selecting strategies to achieve specific goals. Evaluating or monitoring refers to assessing learners' current knowledge state. Regulating refers to a fine-tuning and continuous adjustment of learning's cognitive activities. Metacognitive knowledge. There are several variables that affect how you know or assess yourself as a thinker. First variable, personal variable. Cognitive factors that facilitate reading. Second variable is task variable. Purpose of significance of task. Third is strategy variable. General principle to determine strategies choice.
Accurate self-assessment. Be honest about what you know and capable of in order to find ways to utilize your strength and improve on your weaknesses. It is the ability to accurately assess our strengths and areas of development as a central part of emotional intelligence. It's the foundation upon which we can develop further. The following are other skills that can help you in exercising metacognition. Number 1. Knowing your limits. Knowing your boundaries affect your self-concept, self-respect, feelings, energy levels, and your happiness. And they also ensure that you get your needs met, and aren't being taken advantage of. Our boundaries are the limits we set by choice. We can set new boundaries with ourselves. Number 2. Modifying your approach. The moment you accept the fact that the life is nothing more but a revolving cycle of seasons, is the moment you can start proactively working through the changes and modifying your approach. The process of modification is always initiated with a thought. It's like when you start asking better questions. This challenges you to start thinking differently about what you are doing. Number 3, skimming. Choosing to skim subheading of unimportant information for you to be able to get the information you need. Number 4, rehearsing. Repeatedly rehearsing a skill in order to gain proficiency from it. Doing it to become expert on something. Number 5, self-test. The personality test determines your strengths and talents. Based on the Big 5 personality theory, it is the most reliable and accurate. The Big 5 personality test is by far the most scientifically validated and reliable psychological model to measure personality. It is also used by the professionals. Other strategies that you need to develop. Here are some strategies that you need to develop. Asking questions about your methods. The first, ask questions. Asking questions allow learners to reflect on their own learning process and strategies. It also allows for enhanced comprehension. Second one is self-reflection. Critically analyze your own assumptions and how these assumptions have influenced your learnings. 3. Find a mentor or support group. Many people learn by interacting with peers who are slightly more advanced. Look for opportunities to observe the proficient use of a skill by a mentor. Ask questions and learn from their learning experiences. Number 4. Thinking out loud. Report your thoughts while performing a difficult task. Discover any potential errors in thinking to address any sabotaging thoughts or language while learning new informations. The last is welcoming errors as learning experiences. You are given the opportunity to make errors while learning. Allow yourself to make mistakes, as learning is about the process of getting to know information, not the arrival of knowing information perfectly. Next is using these strategies, you can at least identify 4 types of metacognitive learners. The first learner is the tacit learners. Tacit learners goes through thinking process without being aware of it. Next is the aware learners. Aware learners is aware of thinking process but does not organize it. The third one is strategic learners. The learner organizes thinking using implicit strategy. And the last one, the reflective learners. The learners considers thinking and how to improve throughout the thinking process. Goal of metacognition. The goal of metacognition is setting in order to direct the study activities for a course, monitoring and regulating to help individual control and execute their learning process. One of the benefits using the metacognitive technique and strategies, the ability to encourage individuals to understand why they learn best. It also helps them to develop self-awareness, skills that become important as they get older. People who have developed metacognition are able to assess their thought processes and reframe the way they think to adapt to new situations. Tips used in studying are the following. Make an outline of the things you want to learn, the things you are reading or doing, and or the things you remember. Number 2. Break down the task in smaller and more manageable details. Integrate variation on your schedule and learning experience. Number 4. Try to incubate your ideas. Number 5. Revise, summarize, and take down notes, then read them to help you minimize cramming in the last minute, especially when you have a weakness in memorizing the facts and data. 6. Engage what you have learned. Thank you. That's all.